Hello everyone, this time I want to tell you the story of a man who became rich very easily, a man who owes his life to technology.
David was a 50-year-old man living in California. His apartment sat on the 10th floor of a quiet building in San Francisco, overlooking the bay. The place was modest, 2 small rooms, a neatly arranged kitchen, and a large window where he often sat to drink his morning coffee.
On the surface, David's life looked simple, even ordinary. But behind that simplicity lay a secret. He was wealthy. A few years earlier, when cryptocurrencies were still treated like a joke, David had put a small part of his savings into them. He hadn't expected much, maybe a little profit, maybe nothing at all.
But within a few years, that small gamble had turned into millions. Unlike most people who suddenly came into wealth, David did not rush to buy a mansion or a sports car.
He kept living alone in his apartment, eating the same breakfast of toast and eggs, walking the same quiet streets, and working from his laptop at the same wooden desk. His life was comfortable but also strangely empty.
The money gave him security, yes, but the silence in his home felt heavier with each passing year. Sometimes, in the evenings, he would sit by the window with a glass of wine, staring at the city lights. He would imagine what it might feel like to have someone waiting for him when he returned home, to share laughter over dinner or even to argue about something small and silly.
But when he looked around, there was only the quiet hum of his refrigerator and the faint sound of traffic outside. One winter evening, while scrolling through local news, he noticed an article about a community center nearby that was struggling to fund its after-school programs.
Something stirred inside him. The next day, he visited the center and offered to help. At first, people were suspicious of his quiet nature, but over time, the kids and volunteers warmed to him. He began teaching young people basic financial skills, how to save, how to avoid debt, how to think long-term about their futures. The more time he spent there, the less lonely he felt. For the first time in years, people were happy to see him walk into a room. They joked with him, asked him questions, and even invited him to community dinners. His wealth, which once felt like a silent burden, had become a tool to build connections and create opportunities for others.
David realized that true richness wasn't in the numbers on his bank statement. It was in the laughter of the children he mentored, the friendships he built, and the sense of purpose he had long been missing.
And so, though he still returned to his quiet apartment at night, he no longer felt quite so alone. His world, once small and silent, had opened up,